How's it going, guys? Was a 255 here for Blood Rose Allegiance. So the items needed for the Mage Arena 2 cape are a slash weapon or a knife to cut through webs, the relevant God Staff and God Cape, which you would need to do Mage Arena 1 in order to do this anyway, so you should know what it is. Food and potions, as you will be in the wilderness. Teleport is preferable, and the rooms for the relevant spell that you're using. So to start off, go back to this dude here in the Mage Arena area. So it's in the wilderness. If you've done the first part, you should know where to go. So you just ask him for another challenge and he'll direct you from there. So he'll give you this little sigil icon thing. Basically what it does is a hot and cold marker in the wilderness, so the bosses will spawn in random locations. When you're getting closer to it, it'll say that it grows hotter, but be careful as it does damage you. Thing to be aware of as well, obviously you can see on my screen that there's a PK, you may want to switch worlds. It's really up to your preference. If you feel scared in the wilderness, then you can just switch worlds. So as you can see, I've been given the little symbol. Thing to note as well, you can't stack the same equipment, you can't stack different equipment. So you can't have a Zamorak cape with a Gothic staff, they've got to both be the same god. So just keep that one in mind, otherwise it won't work. So for an example setup, you can see that I've got 2 prayer potions, I've got my Gothic's cloak, and I've got my Gothic staff here. I also bring the book as well, just because, and I'm not in any gear that I'm willing to risk. So on screen now is all the locations of where the bosses can spawn. So just pause it if you need. I actually decided to switch to Zami because Zami ended up being closer for the first boss fight. So when you click the symbol, it'll locate it for you. I actually located him earlier, so it made it a little bit easier. You'll see me use the symbol in a second. So activate it there, Zami. As you can see, it says it's a little bit colder, but it's still warm. He ended up being closer towards the lava maze. So I'll just jump to that now. So as you can see here, I'm using the Zamorak locator. When you're on top of it, you just do the exact same thing as you would for locating it, and it'll spawn. So protect from Mage, and then he'll shoot this little orb. As you can see, that little one that's flying towards me. The best thing to do is just run as far away as you can, and it'll do less damage to you. So he'll keep doing that, and then he'll cast Teleblock on you as well. So just keep running as far away from that as you can, and you'll take less damage. And that's pretty much the whole fight. You just keep running around and keep your distance from him as much as possible. So just for the fight, I'm going to cut to music because you get the basic idea of what I'm doing. So as you can see there, you just pick up the corresponding item. In that case it was the heart, and you could also see that Gothics has spawned as well. So as soon as you get the item, bring it back to the guy that you first talked to. So moving on to Gothics, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Keep your distance and he'll spawn this little, it's like a little green orb, and it'll start healing, so make sure you prioritize that. As you can see, they also sort of entangle and barrage you as well, so keeping your distance for that is also a good thing. So once again, pray Mage for this fight. So as you can see from the start of the fight, I kind of scuffed it a bit. I tried to out DPS the healers, like the little energy orbs. Make sure you do pick up on them, and make sure you are running around as well. You will notice that I miss a barrage coming up, see? So if you are moving around, you can dodge them. It makes it a little bit easier. Depends if you're fussed on your supplies or not. And same as killing the Zami one, once it's dead, pick up the item. In this case, I believe it's a root. Yep. So the roots. And then you bring it back to where you were before at the Mage Arena. So I decided to make Sarah my last one. So you just use the locator and he'll spawn. Same deal again, you just want to stay away from him as much as possible because he will melee you like that. So try to keep your distance so he doesn't pull you in. So obviously I made a mistake at the start. And yeah, pretty much just run back and forth like you would the other ones. It's pretty much just the same mechanics for all three. So as you can see from there, I got the final item, and then I just ran all the way back. So in this case, I brought a stamina potion. That can be very handy to use. So just be wary of your way back, obviously PKs and such, especially in that resource area that I'm running past. And then once you get all the way back there, you just pick the cape that you wanna get imbued. So for me, I believe I went with Gothics because I feel like it's very underrated and I like the color green. Obviously pick the one that you want, but you can get all three of them. So the way that you get all three is once you've picked the cape that you want imbued, so for instance mine being Gothics, once that's imbued, you go out and fight the other two corresponding bosses afterwards. So in this case, I would go back and fight Sarah again if I wanted to get the Sarah cape imbued. And then if I wanted Zami as well, I would go back out and then I would go and verse Zami again. So in this case, I just hand over the last item and then he tells me to get my cape. And at which point I pull out my Gothics cape and he imbues it for me. So once you've got all three pieces, go and talk to him. He'll talk to you, ask you to hand it over, and the cape's all yours. If there's anything else you would like to see, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.